Good afternoon, world. This is Brianna, and we're back with Buzzin with Bri Ash this evening. And today with me, I have a guest co-host. It's my beautiful little sister, Brooke.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, girl, we miss you. And today, I'm very excited about the three guests that we have in the building. First, we have designer and YouTuber Kim.
Hey, everybody.
Also, we have artist, model, and queen of empowerment, Miss Erica.
Hey, guys.
And last but not least, we have Pastor Jordan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Bless.
Fine,
Are, you,
Bless.
are y'all having a good time so far?
Yes, so far.
You know, having a good time.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get right into it. So, firstly, we're going to be speaking with Miss Kim, and we just want to get an idea of what it is you do, Miss Kim.
Well, during the day, I'm an electrical engineer, and on my off time, I'm a designer and a YouTuber. And my company is called Buzzin Fashion and Beauty, and she started in November 2018, and she's been pushing ever since. So,
Wow, so you're like day and night.
oh girl, you know, you gotta keep many jobs, baby, with the S.
Hustle never sleeps.
Yeah, the same. The money don't sleep.
Yeah, you got some pretty good, interesting jobs that you do here. So, what inspired you to start the fashion outside of your
Well, I've been looking into fashion since I was a little girl. I like different pieces, you know, a variety of things. I like to test the waters, even though, you know, I might not be the best at dress right now, but, you know, I like to sample, dip and dab into different things. And then, sorry to say, I have a partner, but she can't be here because she's in Canada on another job. So she sent me by myself, and we decided, you know, hey, why not? Fashion Nova's doing it, Shein is doing it, so why not us? You know?
Yeah. So that's actually interesting because, you know, most people would say, there's too many people doing this career or trying this path, I don't want to do it.
You know how much bread it is at the store?
Tell me. That's awesome though, that's awesome. So your partner, so y'all work together with the design?
Basically. So she said she likes to be the, how do I say? She handles all the management, I handle all the designs, basically. But we try to keep an eye on each other that way. You know, nobody gets too caught up in a certain position, or, you know, everybody has an equal share so that you know what's going on and you can learn from it, you know? So,
What inspired you to start?
oh girl, you know, I've been doing this forever, you know? I just decided, you know, hey, you know, like I said, some other people are making money off of this, other people are living their dreams through it, you know? So I just decided, why not me? You get what I'm saying?
And is it an online shop? How can we purchase your
Oh,
pieces
girl,
once you open?
it's e-commerce. We don't have a physical building. If you look for a building, we don't exist there. So,
Okay, but I mean, I guess that makes sense because most people do
exactly.
e-commerce.
Well, online, you call it e-commerce.
Right. That makes sense.
So for your shoppers, what type of like people would come to like if you can describe your typical like shopper to your website, who would that be?
What do you mean?
Like,
Her target audience.
right,
Oh, okay,
exactly.
so we're not trying to put out, you know, no little kids. We want it to be outgrown and sexy, as we like to call it. You know, the grown and sexy. But all jokes aside, we tailor to both the average fit girl and the plus size girl. So
Okay.
we try to expand it as much as possible. We want every woman out there to feel grown and sexy.
Yeah, I like that.
fit.
Would you describe like one of the best items that you guys have, or one of the best fashion
What do you mean?
designs that you have? So like, would it be a jean? Would it be a top? What would you say is your favorite?
So right now, ladies love two-piece sets.
Okay.
Like jogger set. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing that's in right now. So I would say that's what we're strongly working on, because it can fit to any body shape. It's very comfortable. It changes with size, so that's what we're going for. It stretches if you need it to, so it fits you wherever you want it to, you know. But, you know, sorry to say, the downside about it is if you're working, you know, if you had lunch,
You gonna see all
you
of
know,
us.
you see lunch.
Potato salad sandwiches.
Lunch was looking real good.
Still got a donut. Yeah.
So So, you know, I'm saying, Lord, she was enjoying lunch.
Okay, how about jeans? Because, you know, I'm always trying to find jeans.
So jeans is future. It's very hard to do jeans. That's future work. Because it's tailored to different styles. Everybody wears a different style. I don't care what you say. Everybody likes something to fit them in a different way in different areas. So jeans is very, very complicated. We haven't got there yet.
Because, I mean, my experience with jeans, they all flooded.
Okay,
Never. So
we're going to make something for the tall girl. Baby.
I mean, really long. I need extra. I need them to touch the ground. Because, you know,
we working on the tall girl, baby. We got y'all.
just let me
So I'm
know.
just saying, when we drop it, we're going to send you a carrot.
Okay. Let me know, because I would do a photo shoot with the outfits, send them to you. You know, we can do some
Sis,
promo.
she is
Okay.
speaking music to my ears. Yes, Lord. You come here for this.
I got you, and I got some people for you.
Yes.
Please bring them, because I need them, baby. So, you said, let's see, outside interest, outside of fashion, outside of, you said electrical engineering?
Well, girl, that just pays the bills. That keeps the lights on.
That's
I like, so my sisters and I, we do a sister YouTube channel. It's called,
Let them know.
It's called Umu Ada. It's a Igbo term that means sisters, you know? So everybody has them now. From what we see on YouTube, is all, you know, based off of makeup and stuff like that. We try to do it just based off of how we live everyday life.
Yeah.
And, you know, another interesting thing about it is that, so I currently work in West Texas, and we still try to keep it going from both sides of you. So they would shoot in Houston, and I'll shoot in West Texas, and we'll collab it together. You probably would never even know that we weren't, you know.
In the same place.
Exactly. So,
West Texas.
yeah, that's where the money is, baby. I got to go, that keeps the lights on. I told you.
Wow, okay. So, let's see. So, what are some challenges that you currently have with your business? Because we gotta, you know,
Spill the tea, sis.
How do I even, where do you even want me to start?
start wherever you would like to start. Then we'll go from there.
You can't take advice from people who don't know what they're talking
Hey.
about.
Man.
Like, you don't, like, I'm one for listening. You know, if you have some information to tell me, I'll gladly, you know, take it into account and I'll apply it. But if you don't know what you're talking about and you're out there giving advice, you know, it's the blind leading the blind. So you're, you know, basically leading me down a path that you could have just said, oh, I don't know anything about this. You get what I'm saying? And another thing would be that I'd say that was pretty much it. That's the hardest thing
Because I will tell you real quick, I don't know.
but I would respect I don't know, you know what I'm
let me
saying?
find the answer.
Instead of just being, oh, you should try this and this is what's happening, and then, you know, I talk to someone else and it's like, why did you even do this? This does not work in the field that you're in. You're wasting your time and your money. You know, you need to get out of this. And it's like, it's a whole episode in itself.
So if there was an up-and-coming young lady or male who were getting into fashion design, what advice would you give them, or what would you tell them, since you've actually been in it?
Just put everything you have out there. You never know who's watching. You never know. Like, you know, Instagram is a big thing that plays a role for us. You never know who watches your Instagram. You'd be surprised who is watching your page on a daily, even if they do or don't follow you. So put your best work out there. Even if the people you do follow you don't believe in you, it doesn't matter. Because they're not the ones who at the end will pick you up and put you in, you know, New York Fashion Week, or you're walking alongside whoever. You never know what happens. So that's just...
That was a great answer.
Yeah, definitely.
So, would you say that, so we just talked about the role that social media kind of plays in the fashion industry. Would you say that the good outweighs the bad with that for fashion for you?
Social media wise?
It's like, how do you think it would do more good for your fashion versus bad? Because, you know,
Yeah.
social media has downsides.
Well, everything has its good and bad.
Yeah.
But it's more, well, the way Instagram, Twitter, Facebook even, Tumblr, all those little social media platforms, they all play a role. Because, believe it or not, they made certain people. India Morgan, she was based off of Tumblr. You know, I can't think of certain people, but a lot of people who are famous now 2014, you would see them posting constantly, whether it was their daily picture and whatever, you know. So I believe social media does play a huge role in fashion and, you know, marketing, whatever it is that you want to do. Everybody has social media, so.
Everybody does have social media. Grandparents.
My mama got social media.
Hey, quiet. Like, quiet.
Serious.
You know what's so funny? My mom has social media, and every time she writes a comment, like she'll be like, "Son, love you so much, your mom." I'd be like I didn't know that was you. I see you every day.
Do you respond?
No, I never respond. I be like, "This is mom."
Oh
You didn't
man.
even like the comment?
Nah. Nah, I do.
It'll
I'm
be
joking.
worse
I'm
if you
joking.
like the comments.
No, I go back and say, "Thank you, your son." I give her a taste of old medicine.
You know what? That is so funny. Okay, so what's one thing you want to tell your younger self?
I should have started a long time ago. That's the only thing I regret about this whole business thing, is that I should have started way back when, because I would have learned a lot faster. I would have been pushing a lot faster. So that's the only regret I have. If I could go back and be like, hey, stop doubting. It doesn't matter if you don't have the money, you have the vision, and you know what you can do, you know where you can go, you know who you want to be. So just push as hard as you can. Start today, not 2 years later. You know?
You gotta step on faith.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Do you have any designers that inspire you?
Designers that inspire me. High fashion or low fashion? Rihanna is my mom. If she ever hears this, will she marry me? Like, I'll buy her a ring from Zales and everything, put it on layaway, and, you know, eventually come get it when I get some money. I love you, Rihanna, baby. If you ever see this, okay?
You could do like a collab with her.
If she would, I'll pass out and just faint here, please. But her Savage Fenty, I love Savage Fenty, because she tries. She doesn't care what it looks like. She tries
What
it
if she puts on the
exact. She just how she models. You see how she present. You models how you present something. It sells because it could be ugly, a trash bag. You know, some grandma sweater. How she modeled it. Now you want to go get this
Yeah.
product.
Right.
You get what I'm
Brianna
saying?
wears it, it's good.
Exactly.
And so we're gonna last question before we go to our break. Let's see. So, do you have any upcoming projects?
Ooh, girl. She asked me a question. So all I can say is that 2020 is going to be a good year for Buzzin. That's all I can say.
Okay. Well, can you tell our followers how they can follow you?
Okay, so Kimberly has this one thing called Instagram, and then when you like go in that search window, you type at Buzzin FB, and then you'll find me.
Well, we just want to thank you so much, Miss Kim, for coming and speaking with us.
Oh, I thank you all
I
for the
cannot wait to
opportunity.
see what you have in store for us.
I'm ready for them
2020.
long jeans.
Oh,
Make them go to ankles.
me
Yes.
too. That's the we're running the hype, man. We gonna get it together.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Buzzing with Bri and Ash on Afro Vibes Radio. Again, we have Miss Kim, and now we have our special guest, Miss Erica and Pastor Jordan. How are y'all doing?
Super duper well, super duper good.
Yes, super excited to be here.
Yes, well, I'm glad to have you. So I know Miss Erica by way of modeling, and I just wanted to get y'all all to get a chance to know her. So Miss Erica, let's start off with her nature. Can you give us an idea of what her nature is about?
Yeah, so Her Nature started back in 2015, and it started off as a blog, a women's empowerment blog, and basically I was in a place of wanting to connect with other young women who wanted to grow in their faith because I was in such a dark place in my life. And so I started this blog, and basically what its purpose is to connect with other women and to show that you have everything that you need to live this life. Like, God provides you everything that you need to be able to sustain this life, to live this life, and live a purpose-filled life. And so that's how Her Nature came about, was that Her Nature is not only the woman that you are and the characteristics that you have, but it's also the spirit that's inside of you and the God inside of you.
Okay, and so as a follower, how can we get engaged? Like, are there any interactive things that we can do?
Yes. Yeah. So I am not doing the blog portion. I've been doing actually a Bible study since this summer. And so on Instagram and trying to get on Facebook as well, I do a live Bible study every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. And so I get on there for 30 minutes. We sit here and have like a powwow. It's like real talk. Like we talk about the Bible, the Word, but we also try and apply it to our lives. And I sit here and say, you know, hey, this week I went through this, honey, and like, what does the Bible say about it? And so then I have other young women who get on there and they're like, oh my gosh, I needed that. Like, you just don't know. And so that's what I love about it, is that I'm able to connect with other people, where in a world we feel like we're alone in so many situations. And then we're able to connect and say, oh, well, I'm really not alone. Yeah.
And that's so necessary,
Yeah.
especially at our age or this time in our lives.
Right.
I think it's super, super necessary.
Yes.
Have there been any instances where you have had events where you go out and you, like, you know, physically are there to speak to women? Have you thought about something like that?
I have actually. Shout out to Queen and Queen. That's actually a girls empowerment organization, and so I used to work with them and doing some things with them. I've also done other events as well. So basically, anytime someone calls me up or messages me and say, hey, you know, I love what you're doing, then I'll do something like that. I've also done a few things at church. I do youth ministry, and so that's a lot of times where I'm able to like pour into the youth, which is important to me as well.
Right. And so you brought someone special here with you today.
Yes, I brought my fiance.
Yes, me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Jordan.
Yes, ma'am. I am super duper blessed. I'm super excited to be here with her. I didn't know I was going to be talking. I thought that I was just going to be behind her. I'm her greatest supporter.
We got
her
2
greatest
for
cheerleader.
1.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Jordan Jones. I am the community pastor at Inspiration Church. I do a lot of community events for the community that I service. I do a lot of things concerning youth and young people, but I'm not a youth pastor. I used to be a youth pastor, but I'm actually a community pastor now. What else, babe? Is that about it?
I think you said fiance, so.
Oh yeah, so I'm newly engaged to my fiance. That's her name, fiance.
Oh, it's so
So yeah, and she's amazing. But no, besides that, just about myself. Besides church, I just love to have fun. I love to go out and have fun with the fellas, and ride motorcycles and things like that. So yeah, that's my favorite pastime.
Do you like to jump out of planes?
I love to jump out of planes. Actually, we got to do that again. That's fun.
You did it too?
So
Yes.
yeah, so actually this was a part of our engagement, and we
Okay.
didn't get to do it on the day of our engagement because the clouds were too low and it was too many clouds. But we went 2 other times, and finally on the 3rd time we were able to jump out of a plane, and it was so exhilarating. Like, everyone needs to do it.
How did it make you feel like?
Like, when you first well, first off, they don't even give you time to like think.
about it?
Not at all. Like, at all. But when you first jump, like, it's just like going off a roller coaster, or you know, when you're going down a roller coaster, you feel it all in your stomach, but then after that it's just like, whoa, you're screaming at the top of your lungs, and it's just so beautiful to see all the landscaping.
I've always wanted to do it, but every person I ask says no. So
Don't believe
That's
it.
why I knew
It's
she was the
amazing.
one. Like, anytime I ask her anything, I could ask her, like, babe, let's go do anything. Like, let's go
Nothing
rob
too
a bank.
crazy
She'll be
now.
like, when we need to go. So yeah, so she was like, yeah, let's do it. So I was like, yeah,
That
that's
Bonnie
fine.
and Clyde.
Yeah, I was thinking actually about doing like Queen and Slim, you know, doing something like that. So
Girl, no.
Yeah, live action movie.
I love it. Okay. So y'all kind of, I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. She's the queen of empowerment, and we have you doing ministries.
For sure.
Would you agree with me on that?
So yeah, for sure. So what was so funny is me and Erica actually met at church.
Yeah.
I was the youth pastor at the church, and she was just coming in, and I had already knew what was going on with the meeting and everything. I didn't need to be at the meeting, but I was like, man, let me stop by this meeting. So I go to the meeting. I was sitting at the back, and I see like this gorgeous young lady at the front. And I'm like, yo, she's dope. So I like go sit up to the front, but like she has a ring on her finger. and I had one too. I had
was
our
like
purity
purity
rings.
rings, yeah.
And so she thought I was married, and I thought she was married, and so I was like, dang, it's over. And so afterwards, I was like, let me just introduce myself to her. And so I was like, my name is Jordan. She went all crazy. She was like, oh my God, you're so sexy, you're so fine. And she trying to like raise up her shirt. I was like, take it easy, take it easy. I'm just trying to, I was like,
Yes,
take
Lord.
it easy. I'm just trying to introduce myself. But then like, as soon as I met her, I was like, I heard the Spirit say, you're gonna marry her. And I knew I was gonna marry her from no day.
It's funny how faith works.
I'm saying. And what time is service?
Yeah, like
Inspiration Church. Every Sunday at 10.
at 10. Oh, okay, so you need a ride? Oh, I'm gonna come get you. All right, so we going.
That's really.
It's funny how faith works.
But real talk, he like definitely ran after me.
Yeah. No, I did. I'll be the first to tell you. I did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I love it. It's okay if you said all that. So, you know, if you chose.
Nah, girl. Well, actually, it's funny because when I first met him, I was like, I had my little antennas up, like, I don't really know, you know, about him because he's very charming and very good looking. You know what I'm saying? So I just was unsure, and I was in this place of like focusing on myself, and he was as well, which is funny. But I was in this place of focusing on myself, so I was like, man, I really don't want to pursue a relationship or really get to know anyone like that. So I really was looking at him as a friend, even though I thought he was attractive and all that. I was like, I don't know, until that first date.
So, do you want to know what's so funny? I always tell people, so I deal with people all the time who are going through relationship problems and things like that. And so, men ask me and women ask me, they say, okay, what should I do? I'm trying to find me a man. And I always tell them, have the gardening mentality. And they're like, what's the gardening mentality? Well, the gardening mentality is the mentality that Adam had before. He didn't even know about women. There was no such a thing as a woman. So all he was literally doing was whatever God told him to do. He was following God. He was seeking God so much that God had to put him to sleep to get a rib out his side. And so I tell people, just seek God. When you seek God, everything that you're looking for will be added unto you. That's Matthew 6:33. And when I first met Erica, I wasn't dating anybody. I would have women that would try to talk to me. I'd just be like, no, I'm cool. I was real focused on ministry. And then boom, like when it happened, I was like, that's it. So I always tell people, get the gardening mentality. It's important.
Needed
Boy,
that.
I done learned something today. Oh my God. I'm about to get this tattooed on my
Don't go looking for him. Don't go looking for him. Just
What?
look for God.
Yeah.
Have that relationship with God, because when you develop that's a true relationship. When you develop that relationship, then you know how to forgive. You know how to communicate, because prayer is communication. You know how to listen. And so now when she came, I was the man. Now when she came, I was the person that I wanted. Yeah. So it was just so simple. Now, do we have problems? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have disagreements? Yeah. Do we see eye to eye all the time? No. But we know how to work through them and things like that. Because people try to act like everything perfect.
It ain't.
Yeah. No. We real. We'll tell you like, nah, it ain't perfect, but we do. I was telling her on the way here, like, I'm so blessed to have her. So
Oh my God.
so you like the
That is, y'all, I'm literally over here like tearing up. That is like real, for real. That is real beautiful. Like, I'm so glad that y'all were able to come here to speak to us.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm
I'm speechless.
Can I partake? Honestly,
Yeah.
it is so rare to find people who enjoy each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People take love for granted, and here's two people who's not even putting somebody like, this person is who makes me whole, and it's so like refreshing to see that love still exists.
Yeah.
It's not somebody who's out there just doing it just to get married fast or something. It's like, wow, I really found me in another form. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have to say, y'all inspired me to keep looking, because I was about to be on a niggas ain't shit move. I was really about to be like, but it's glad to see, like, there's still people out there who's like, I want, the best relationship I can get possible. And
Yeah.
y'all, I can feel your energy.
I swear, like, y'all, like, it's like y'all
Yes.
finish each other's sentences if you could.
And in the way you look at her, and obviously the way she looks at you, but the way, like,
Yeah, she's dope. So all her friends and stuff were getting married, and she would be like, yeah, you know, they getting married and stuff. I already had a ring. I already knew I was gonna marry her, and so I just used to tell her, babe. I used to mess with her all the time. I used to be like, babe, we'll get married in like 2 years and a half. And I have everything set up. You know what we're gonna do, where we're going. I've already invited people and everything, and so I was just like, dang, it's coming to that time. She was just like, well, you know what? Forget it. I was like, no, we're gonna get married.
Well, like, and then when he would tell me that, like, I would think, you know, I'm a model, I'm doing all these things, my art and stuff, so I'm like, well, this just gives me more time to focus on that, you know, build my career and all that kind of stuff. So then it made me focus more on that. So even at our engagement, like, it was a complete shock for me, because I'm like, I know we've been talking about it, but I'm like, I was not expecting that at all.
Can we see the ring?
Yes, of course.
Show everybody.
Wow.
You did really.
Thank you.
You did.
I actually have $3 left in my bank. I hope I did well. But we have like a really deep story.
Yeah.
We have a really deep story.
It's deep.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it.
I love this. Well, one last thing. Can y'all tell us how to follow? Can you tell us about her nature? How to follow her nature as well as your art? Because I know you're an artist as well.
Yes, girl. So I have 3 pages on Instagram.
Okay, girl. There's 3 of her.
It's 3 of me, literally.
What
Okay,
it is.
Gemini. I am a Gemini, so you know the split personalities. But my model page is Erica Warnita _, and then my art page is Art by Warnita, and then her nature is just simply her nature. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Of course.
It was a beautiful time speaking with y'all.
Yes.
I got so much hope.
Get you that. You know, niggas ain't shit.
Positive
Then we get in the car and start fussing at each other.
All right, so that's going to be the end of Buzzing with Bri and Ash with my lovely guest co-host Brooke for the evening, and we will see y'all next week.
Go sister.
Bye.
Bye. Love y'all so much.
Bye bye.
I need some tissue.
That was so beautiful.
Aww.
So awesome.
We still doing the thing.